They were two very sincere friends. However, one of them was very cunning, bold, and active, while the other was very naive, honest, and quiet. One day, the cunning friend went to the other and said that his business was failing and asked for money. His sincere friend didn't hesitate and gave him all the money he had. The cunning friend used this money to fix his business. Some time later, the cunning one returned and told his friend that he liked his fiancée and wanted her for himself. His friend was shocked and didn't know what to say. However, their friendship was so strong that he couldn't refuse and gave his fiancée to him. Over time, the naive friend's business started to fail. One day, he thought of his old friend and said to himself, "I helped him when he was struggling." So he went to his friend's workplace and asked for a job. But his friend refused to hire him. Feeling regret and sadness, he walked away, but he still couldn't be angry at his friend. One day, while wandering the streets, an old and sick man approached him. The old man said he was poor and couldn't afford medicine. Feeling pity, the naive man bought him the medicine. A short time later, he heard that the old man had passed away, but the old man had been very wealthy and had left his entire fortune to him. Now, the naive man was rich. However, he still had some resentment toward his old friend. He bought a house right across from his friend's workplace and moved in. One day, a beggar woman knocked on his door. She told him she was very hungry and asked for food. Without hesitation, he let her in and fed her. Upon learning that she had no family, he told her, "I am alone too. Let's live together. You can take care of the house and cook the meals." The old woman accepted without hesitation. Some time later, the old woman suggested that he find a suitable girl and get married. The naive man replied that he didn't know anyone. The old woman then told him that she knew someone suitable and could arrange a meeting. After some meetings, they decided to get married, and wedding invitations were sent out. Despite everything, the naive man still hadn't forgotten his close friend. Wanting to show him where life had taken him, he sent him a wedding invitation. The wedding day arrived. The naive man took the microphone and began to speak. "I once had a very dear friend. One day, when his business failed, he asked me for money, and I gave him everything I had. Then he told me that he liked my fiancée and asked me to give her to him. I was deeply saddened, but I still gave her to him because we were true friends, and I didn't want him to be upset. When my business failed, I went to his company and asked for a job. But he didn't hire me. I was heartbroken, but I still couldn't be angry at him because we were true friends." Upon hearing this, the cunning friend could no longer stay silent. He took the microphone and began to speak. "I once had a very dear friend, too. When my business failed, I asked him for money, and he gave me everything he had. Then I asked him for his fiancée. But the reason I did that was because she wasn't worthy of him. She was a woman of ill repute. My friend was too naive to see it, so I saved him from her this way. When his business failed, he came to me for a job. But I couldn't have my friend working under my command, so I didn't give him a job. One day, he met an old man on the street. That man was my father. My father was dying, so I sent him to my friend and made him leave all his wealth to him. The beggar woman who came to his door was my mother. I sent her to him so he could take care of her and give her a good life. And the woman he is marrying today is my sister. I was the one who convinced her to marry him. Dear guests, this is the kind of friendship we have.